Up to now we will see the concept of independent events. Now let's move on to the next concept, that will be the Bayes theorem. This Bayes theorem is mainly used for a certain cause or event that will be the already occurred. Here Bayes theorem mainly used for certain cause or event be already occurred. Event be already occurred. The main theme behind this Bayes theorem is, for example, in a classroom there will be a group of students. If I want to select a particular student, my interest be the social studies. So if I want to select that particular student, if he is studying the social studies, how much the probability will be there if I want to select that particular student has to be studied the social studies. So if I want to solve 1 to 3 problems, you will get to know how to use this Bayes theorem. Up to now we will see some proof for this Bayes theorem. Suppose, for example, if I take a sample space, yes, this will be the sample space, yes. For this sample space, if I want to take number of events, that will be the, suppose this will be the event E1 and this will be the event E2 and this will be the event E3 and this will be the event E4 and this will be the event E5. For this event, you can clearly understood whether it may be the mutually exclusive or not. For example, here if you want to satisfy the Bayes theorem, you must have to satisfy the 3 conditions. The first condition be the mutually exclusive events or mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive means, here if I take EI intersection EJ, that will be equal to 5. That means here the intersection means there will be then some, we have to search for the common part. Here you will get the null space or null means you can't get any of the intersection. That means, for example, if you take, this will be the 1, 2, here this you can see the 3, 5. Here if you want to apply an intersection, here you will get the 5. Why? Because there will be no common thing will be there for the 1, 2 and 3, 5. For example, if you take, this will be the 2. What will be the answer? The answer be the 2. If I take 2, that means here 2 from A, set A 2, from set B 2 will be, both will be common, hence I will be taking 2 as a common. So if I want to satisfy this Bayes theorem, that intersection must be the 5. Okay, and next, if you want to take an exhaustive events, what will be the exhaustive events? If you take, this will be the union. If I take n, I will be equal to n. What will happen to the ei? That will be equal to, it will get up to the sample space, yes. And third be the probability of events. Probability of events in between 0 to 1. In this case we are already discussed many more times. P of A in between 0 to 1. And next, if I take A be the, A is equal to A intersection S. If I apply the probability for this, what will happen? If I apply the probability, this will be the P of A. That will be equal to P of A intersection S. Here A intersection S be the even A intersection, this will be the E1 union E2 union E3 up to so on union En. And if you take or if you apply the distributive law, what will happen? This will be the A intersection E1 union A intersection E2 union up to so on union A intersection En, right? So here if you take from the mutual exclusive events, you already know the P of A union B formula, right? P of A union B formula, that will be the P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. If this will be then disjoint events, this Bayes theorem be the disjoint events. If you consider the disjoint events, you can't consider this P of A intersection B. You have to neglect that P of A intersection B. What you have to write? P of A union B in terms of P of A plus P of B only. Okay. Here in this Bayes theorem, this will be the disjoint. So what will become? This will be the P of A intersection E1 plus P of A intersection E2 up to so on. This will be the P of A intersection En. This will be the P of A. From the multiplication theorem of the dependent events, you already know the formula for the multiplication theorem. From multiplication theorem for dependent events, that will be the P of A into P of, this will be the for dependent events, right? This will be the P of E1 into P of A divided by E1. Okay, plus here P of A intersection E2. That means if you apply the multiplication theorem for this, what will happen? This will be the P of E2 into P of A divided by E2. For example, if you so on apply, this will become the for P of A intersection En. What will happen? This will be the P of En into P of A divided by En. This will be the P of A. And finally, if you apply P of Ek divided by A, what will happen? This will be the P of Ek into P of A divided by Ek divided by P of A. P of A. You already know P of A means this. P of E1 into P of A divided by E1 plus this terms. What will happen? If you take P of Ek into P of A divided by Ek divided by P of A means this will be the P of E1 into P of A divided by E1 plus P of E2 into P of A divided by E2 plus into so on plus P of n into P of A divided by En. This will be for the Bayes theorem, P of Ek divided by A. So now let's see some questions based on this Bayes theorem. In a certain college, 25% of boys and 10% of girls are studying mathematics. The girls constitute 60% of the student body. And what they will be asked, what is the probability A bit, what is the probability that mathematics is being studied, that mathematics is being studied. And B part, if a student is selected at a random is found to be studying mathematics, find the probability that the student is girl. And third case, same, here the student is girl, and last case the student is boy. So this question they will be given in a college. There will be an 25% of boys will be there, and as well as the 10% of girls will be there who are studying the mathematics subject. The girls constitute 60% of the student body. Here we don't know the total strength of the class. They will be given the 60% of the girls will be there in the student body. So for example, if I take total number of numbers be the 100, total numbers be the 100. So what they will be given the information, 60 members be the girls, that will be the girls. And what will happen to the boys? Boys members be the 40. Okay, for 100, 60 members, 60 persons members, that will be the girls. They will be already given this information, but we don't know about the boys. The remaining members be the boys. That means 40 members be the boys. Next, what is the probability that the mathematics is being studied? So that person's how many of mathematics has to be being studied. So if I take G be the represents the girl and B be the represents boy, if I take the probability of girl, that will be the 60, right? 60 here, 60 divided by 100. So this cancel, 3 5 times. This will be the 3 divided by 5. Similarly, if I take probability for the boys, P of B be the 40 divided by 100. This will be the 2 divided by 5. This will be the 2 divided by 5. You already know probability of girls and probability of boys. Now, what will be asked in the first question? What is the probability that the mathematics is being studied? For first, we have to find out for the boys as well as the girls. And for probability, that mathematics is studied by girls. This will be the P of M divided by G, right? How much? Mathematics girls 10, right? 10%. That will be the 10 divided by 100. This will be the 1 divided by 10. Similarly, the probability that the mathematics is being studied by the boys, this will be represented for the P of M divided by B. This will become the how much? 25%. 25%. That will be the 25 divided by 100. This will be the 1 divided by 4. Now we have to apply the formula. So if I take P of G divided by M, this will be the P of G into P of M divided by G. What will happen? This will be the 3 divided by 5. So not like that. If I apply whole for the mathematics, what will happen? This will be the somewhat lengthy. If I take whole the mathematics P of M, what will happen? P of G into P of M by G plus P of B into P of M by B. Here 3 by 5 into M by G means 1 divided by 10 plus P of B. P of B be the 2 divided by 5 into P of M by B. That will be the 1 divided by 4. If you solve this, you will get the 4 divided by 25. This will be the probability of mathematics. Why I can't solve in the before steps means, if I just want to take this individual, for girls one case and boys one case, and finally we have to add two cases probability of mathematics. Not like that. If you take also probability of mathematics, if you add both boys and girls, you will get the same answer. Okay, next we will see next part. Here the next case, this will be over for A case will be over for B case. If a student is selected random, if I want to select that a random person, whether it may be girl or the boy, he must be studying the mathematics, found to be studying the mathematics. In this case we have to apply the Bayes theorem. From Bayes theorem. Next, here if I take probability is girl, what will happen? This will be the P of G by M, that will be equal to P of G into P of M divided by G divided by P of M. So what will be the P of G value? That will be the 3.5, and P of M by G, that will be the 1 by 10. P of M, that will be the 4 divided by 25. If you solve this, how much you will get? You will get the 3 divided by 8. Similarly, if you take, this will be the probability is girl of studying the mathematics. Similarly, if you take P of boy, B divided by or B by B or M, this will be the P of B into P of M divided by B divided by P of M. What will be the value for the P of B? P of B be the 2.2 by 5, right? 2 by 5 dot 1 divided by 4 divided by P of M be the 4 divided by 25. That will be equal to 5 divided by 8. You already clearly observe here probability of P of E in between 0 to 1. 3 by 8 means it will be the in between 0 to 1. Here the 5 by 8 also, that will be the in between the 0 to 1. Hence our condition has to be proved from the Bayes theorem. In this type of questions they will be asked whenever you have to consider the Bayes theorem. Now you will get to know how this Bayes theorem can be used. Let's see and try to solve one more question. Here bag A contains 2 white balls. Bag A1 contains 2 whites and 3 red balls. And similarly, bag B2 contains 4 white balls and 5 red balls. And what they will be asked? One ball is drawn randomly. What they will be asked? One ball is drawn randomly from one of the bags. From one of the bags. It is found to be red. It is found to be red. Find the probability that the red ball is drawn from bag B1. So this question also same the before question like that. Here what they will be given? They will be given bag A1. If here total number of bags be the 2. Bag A1 contains 2 white balls and as well as the 3 red balls. Here. And the bag B2 contains, this will be the 4 white balls and 5 red balls. One ball is drawn randomly. One ball. This will be my favorable cases for mutual exclusive events. One ball is drawn randomly from one of the bags if it is found to be red. Find the probability that the red ball is drawn from the bag B2. For example, if I take the events E1 and E2, what will happen? If I take E1, E2 be the events for bag B1 and bag A1. So here my favorable case be the 1. Favorable case be the 1. Total number of bags be the 2. That means if I pick one ball from the bag, one of the bags, it is found to be the red. That means that will be the 1 divided by 2. Bags be the 2, right? So here if I apply the probability P of E1, that will be the 1 divided by 2. This will be the pickup ball and this will be the total number of bags in the experiment or total number of. And here if I take P of E2, this will be the 1 divided by 2. And next, if I want to take another event, if I take what will be the happen, find the probability that the red ball is drawn from the bag B1. If I take A be the event, to be drawn, ball be the red. So here, what will happen? If I take from bag A1, what will happen? This will be the P of A divided by E1. That will be equal to, from A1 bag, that will be the total. See here if you take total be the 5, right? That will be 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2, that will be equal to 5. Here, this will be the, here my favorable cases will be the red. That means 3. 3 divided by 5. And similarly, if I take the event of the bag B2, right? From the bag B2, what will happen if I take the probability of event? This will be the A2 or A, this will be the E2. What will happen from this? This will be the total 4 plus 5, that will be equal to 9. 4 plus 5, that will be equal to 9. Here this will be the 9. My favorable case be the red balls. Red balls be the 5. 5 be the red balls. This will be the 5 divided by 9. Now we can apply the Bayes theorem. And probability that the red ball is drawn from the bag B1. This will be the P of E2 divided by A. What will happen? This will be the P of E2 into P of A divided by E2 divided by total number of events. This will be the P of E1 into P of A divided by E1 plus P of E2 into P of A divided by E2. What will happen? P of E2, that will be the 1 divided by 2 into P of A divided by E2. This will be the 5 divided by 9 divided by P of E1, that will be the 1 divided by 2 into P of A divided by E1, that will be the 3 divided by 5 plus P of E2, that will be the 1 divided by 2 into A divided by E2, that will be the 5 divided by 9. If you do the calculation or take the LCM and take the calculation, you will get the 25 divided by 52. In this way, the questions has to be asked from the Bayes theorem. In the next class, we will try to solve or try to complete the permutations and combinations, and we can solve more number of examples based on the probability. Thank you.